the ride from home because he's too young to have a motorbike license, and you saw the composite we overtook on the way in. I'm quite happy. It's comfortable and stable. It's windy as hell today, so we are being blown kind of all over the place. Brakes are good. Suspension feels nice. Were you comfortable enough?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Oh. Okay, let's carry on.
Too late on this endless adventure. There's no room for fate. The road less traveled takes me to the sky. Absolute freedom, it's so wild, ride or die. Endless adventure, where the wild winds New friends are waiting just around the bend. Brothers and sisters, the love of the road, my friends. Strangers become family with the roar of the engine. Together we stand, fueled by a common passion. Through mountains and valleys with the stars shining bright, the freedom riding feels so damn right. Less traveled takes me to the sky. Absolute freedom, it's so wild, ride or die. Endless adventure, where the wild winds blow. Just me and my bike, baby. Let's take it slow.
Street. Okay, right. We're in street. Let's see if it's better. Obviously, it's on a downhill. Let's carry on up there. Feels a bit more 50 straight away.
Sun's going down. It's time to park up now. Just till tomorrow, we'll do it all again somehow. With the motor still humming and the heart racing strong.
Okay, let's put it in off-road because we're going off-road. Let's see how we go. Ride mode. Street. Rain. Off-road. Right, we're in off-road. Happy days. Okay, easy as that. You just got to get to know how to use the buttons. Let's see what these boys are up to. I hope they haven't fallen over them out of the river here. Nice little stream here.
The stars, everything feels right. Life's a journey fueled by sheer delight. Chasing dreams together in the fading light. With the wind in our hair and the pavement below. These endless adventures are all set in flow. We'll take every turn, face the storms and arrive on this road that we travel. We feel so alive. The road less traveled takes me to the sky. Absolute freedom, it's so wild, ride or die. Endless adventure.
Fuck yeah, I want to get a photo. We got Stefan waiting for us. That's alright, you can wait. Just park here. Okay. Yeah. Dun da da dee da. There you go. That bike's got a much bigger look to it, eh?
Let the freedom rush.
That is the KTM 390 Enduro R. This is the KTM 390 Adventure R. This is my son Kyle, and
Hello.
then I'm the older demographic. So I think KTM has kind of nailed it. They are trying to attract young riders like yourself, maybe a little bit older than you, because he doesn't actually qualify to ride a 125, which is silly, but he makes most people look, you know. And then I'm one of the older guys who might eventually look at going from my big 800 or 900 or 1000cc adventure bike down to a bike like this. I'm going to start with you,
Okay.
because you have a little bit of experience, but not you're more a dirt bike kind of guy. Is that fair comment?
Well, yeah, I'm still young, so
Yeah.
I haven't really ridden that many.
Kyle rides a 250, but every so often he does get to sneak out here on some of the bigger adventure bikes. The first thing I'm going to ask you, Kyle, 390, you think are the bikes fun?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Compared to a few other bikes in the same range that I've ridden, they are definitely comparable and quite fun in my opinion.
Okay, that's the most important thing, because anytime you buy a bike, it's got to be fun to ride.
Exactly.
Of the two, I know what my answer is. Which would you buy?
I think it's dependent, but if I could only have one, I'd probably have the Rally.
The Adventure R.
The
Okay.
Adventure R, yes.
All right, I would agree with you, and I'm going to tell you why. Number one, it feels bigger. I popped you on the back. Is that right?
Yes.
Because he hasn't got a license, and in order to get to all the off-road places we go, Carl, you're not a little guy. You're 80 kilograms odd.
Yeah.
I'm 105 on a good day. Depends whether I've had breakfast or not. We did 130 k's an hour all the way to where we ended, no problem at all. So in terms of comfort, you were quite happy on the back.
Yeah.
Look, you're a big guy. I don't believe pillion is the right place for you.
Yeah, it's being on the back is never as nice as riding the bike.
And that's
but
especially if you're a rider, because you think,
Especially with him.
and he knows how his dad rides. That's the next one. One thing that I noticed, certainly riding between the two, the Enduro R feels a lot more aggressive than this. Would you agree with me?
yes, from what I can tell, this is more aimed at a dirt bike, I suppose. And this is more aimed at a adventure or road bike, I suppose.
tourer.
I can definitely tell that they're the same bike.
Yeah.
And in simple terms, if you want something to do a lot of off-road with and a little bit of road with, this is the one to go with,
Yep.
and vice versa on that one.
Can I ask you a question? Let's say varsity and back.
Okay.
Just varsity and back every single day. Which bike would you choose? Just varsity and back, not weekends.
Well, highway, going on the highway, doing everything, jumping curbs, probably that one.
This one.
Yes.
Back roads, just short little spurts through the suburbs and things, and then take a shortcut across the veld to get to work.
I don't know. Probably, I'd say this one, just
Yeah.
for off-road, but if it was more on-road, I would still go with the Rally.
So for the distances and for the weekends away,
Yeah.
that's what you would look at. Let's talk a little bit about the bikes. They share the same engine.
Yes.
How did the motor feel to you?
In my opinion, the motors on both, you can tell that they're the same bike.
Yeah.
Not just the motor, the whole thing,
Yeah.
you can tell it's the same bike, just with a different setup. It's a bit more aggressive on the off-road,
Yeah.
and
But doesn't it make that one a bit more fun to bugger around on?
yeah, I think, yeah, I reckon so. Like
It's easier to
popping
hook.
wheelies,
Yeah, it's
doing-
easier to hook the wheel and have. So would you say of the two that's more of a hooligan machine?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So my take, it's a junior 690, but the 690 is a pretty wild machine in my opinion. They've tamed it down and it was excellent. Okay, so we've got the gist of it. On the road, this is your choice. Now,
Yes.
yesterday at the bridge, we did that little loop. Of the two, and just to give you an idea, it's not hectic enduro by any means, but it was sort of rutted, two-spur, couple of little rocky step-ups, thick forests and things. It's actually good fun. It's a nice little place to get a
Yeah.
feel for a bike. Which did you prefer there? Which one was better?
Without a doubt, off the road, rocks and stuff, and after you even left, we went and did some more rocks, the Enduro.
Yeah. So
It's-
this is a big dirt bike.
Yeah, it's a dirt bike. You can tell it's a dirt bike. You sit up similarly to how I sit on my dirt bike.
Yeah.
Same kind of feel, same kind of like stance.
Yeah.
Where that one's a little bit more
Chilled.
laid back. You
More
know,
relaxed.
you sit a bit higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. How did you feel about the quick shifter?
Quick shifter I haven't used much in my life.
Yeah.
But I can tell why people like them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I found over the years? I used to kick against technology all the time, and the guys here will know it. If I get onto a bike and it hasn't got a quick shifter, you kind of think, what's wrong with these people? This comes with quick shifter up and down, and it's absolutely great.
Yeah.
Did you try the different riding modes?
Well, I went mainly on the off-road because
Yes.
obviously I wasn't riding on the tar
Yeah.
because I can't.
Yeah.
But I did briefly.
You did.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't. I did briefly mess around with the settings in the off-road mode. You
Yes.
know, you could do the traction control, the the ABS modes, I
Yeah.
believe. And I could feel slight differences, but yeah, I don't know what else to say. When you turn it on, it works. When you don't,
Okay, well, you'll see in the video, 2 up with Kyle, I was doing 130 k's an hour. I did a top end run, hopefully it filmed okay, kind of by myself. Put the bike into off-road mode. It's a little bit calmer than running in street road. I'm talking about this. In street mode, coming down it's quite a long downhill, Kyle, 170 k's an hour. On a 390, it's not bad. And what really impressed me was the fact that it actually wasn't revving out, but it was at wit's end. If you ride this bike like that every day, it's not going to be happy at all. Talk about the brakes. I mean, they've got the Baiburu brakes fitted onto these. Did you have any issues? Are you happy with what you felt? And the suspension. I mean, I'm a lot heavier than you, and I didn't find it bottoming out. And the other interesting thing I found, at top speed, everyone said, "Oh, Glenn, didn't you get a head shake?" You know, it's got aggressive tires as well. Straight as an arrow. I had no head shakes, no scary things. How did you find the suspension and the tires and everything in off-road mode?
off the bat, I'll say the suspension on both are the exact same.
Okay.
Quite soft compared to a few bikes.
Yeah.
Which I suppose is a good thing in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
Especially on the back when we were going over speed bumps and stuff, it was fine. Brakes, off the top of my head, I came down this big rocky slope on both. Slippery rocks, slippery dirt, grass, everything. Very controllable. I was in off-road mode, so the ABS was also off. But yeah, it felt very responsive, no real issues there.
Okay, so as a young rider, would this be a bike that you would consider to buy as a day-to-day wheels and then to use on the weekends to get away?
Absolutely, definitely.
Perfect.
I think it's a very nice balance, especially with the rally.
You had one comment about the tires.
Yeah, my comment would be, if I were to buy the rally,
Yeah.
what I would almost certainly do is put the more aggressive tires on here. What are they?
These are Metzler Karus.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I think standard out the box, these come with the Meters tires. You said those just inspired a bit more confidence?
Yeah, not to fault them at all. It feels as it should, I suppose. But in my opinion, going up the rocky hills and going around the slippery corners and things, I would feel a little bit more confident
Well, there we
on
go.
the more grippy tires.
There's a
But
nod to Metzler Karus. My kid likes your tires. Well done.
although I don't know how they perform in comparison to the other ones on the highway or whatever. But
You see, that's what we need to look at. Okay.
exactly.
Okay. In my take on it is older riders, obviously, if you're finding that your bike is too much of a handful, then this is certainly one that you should look at. What I appreciate is the fact that it doesn't feel overly large. You can get your legs to the ground easily, and the seating is actually really, really comfortable. I didn't notice any horrible engine heat. I did notice a slight buzz through the bars on that bike, but tends to rev a little bit higher. This bike kind of just chugs along. There's no horrible vibrations or anything like that. I would like to take this off to somewhere like Swaziland and go and ride some of the back roads and the trails there, but it's going to be epic. But Kyle, I do say thank you. It's nice to get a youngster's input, and thanks for the really cool videos. He makes us all look fat and slow.